We come to you tonight just grateful and thankful that we have a God that we can speak to. Lord, tonight we are just thankful to be here racing during Winter Nationals, beautiful weather in Ocala, Florida. But Lord, each and every family represented here tonight has a need. And tonight, Lord, I lift those families up to you and their needs. And I pray, Lord, that you would touch them supernaturally right where they are. Father, I thank you that you're a loving God and you have grace for us and unconditional love and forgiveness. And we thank you for that. Father, we also thank you for the United States of America and all who serve this great country. But God, most of all, we thank you for the greatest servant known to mankind, your Son, Jesus Christ. And it's in his name that we pray tonight. And everybody said amen.
Amen. Joe, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please remain standing with your headgear removed. We'll direct your attention to the Stars and Stripes in the infield for the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Ocala Speedway, we've been with you all week long. I only want to do this once, so let's see how loud you can get. It's time for the final night of racing here at the Veland Winter Nationals, Ocala Speedway. Are you ready?
That's more like it, right?
That's what I like to hear, baby. All right, Penske Shocks heat race number 1 is pulling on the track. 8 laps the distance, James. Top 4 transfer. Here is your starting lineup.
And the winner will start on the victory fuel pole tonight. It'll be the 58, the overall fast qualifier. Out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, to be Garrett Alberson. And on the outside, the defending Lucas Oil champion, last night's winner. Out of Martinsville, Indiana, the 20 RT, it is Ricky Thornton Jr.
Row 2 on the inside out of Benton, Kentucky, in the Coltman Farms Racing 96. That's Tanner English, and on his outside, one of the best from the Sunshine State, out of Middleburg, Florida, in the 5, it is Mark Whitener.
Inside of row number 3, it'll be Turbo. He's 6th in the points. Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas. And on the outside, the 40B, 10th in the points. Out of Brandon, Florida, 2 straight top 5s. It'll be Kyle Bronson.
Row 4 on the inside, another Sunshine State standout. It's going to be Clay Harris in the 6 and on his outside. Out of Urbana, Missouri, in the 8, that is Dylan McCowan.
Row 5, the Bruce Kane Racing 15K, driven by Will Harrington out of Hawkinsville, Georgia, and Jack Riggs, the 81J. He's out of Nolensville, Tennessee.
And your final 2 starters, it's going to be Jason Riggs in the 81 out of College Grove, Tennessee, and Seth Zacharias out of Estill, New York in the 17Z. First heat race of the night, presented by Penske Shocks. The winner of this one starts on the victory fuel pole for the biggest race in the history of Ocala Speedway.
Alberson got those 10 bonus points. We're going to run in the track a little bit on the bottom. Garrett Alberson comes into the night 9th in the points. He's trying to replace an 18th as his worst finish so far this year in points racing. 25K, that would be the biggest win of his career if he can win it tonight, right? He's won in Vado this year. He's won at Volusia.
Got
one win at Port Royal a year ago. Yeah, very
impressive. Volusia win was 20K.
Yeah.
This one would be 5 more. Ben Shelton, go ahead.
Hey guys, I'm down here with my BFF this week. This comes from the Zacharias Racing Camp, and this is Mr. Doug, and everybody's been hanging out with Doug down here. And Doug is, it's what it's all about, man. It's a family sport, and we love the four-legged variety too. And Doug's down here living his best life on the stage in the infield, smiling at the camera. You gotta love it, guys.
Oh, I love that, man. I absolutely love that. Ben, thanks so much. Yellow lights are turned off. Not so fast. Kyle Bronson. Has he got that rear end shifted a little in the 40B? What's the issue there? He's going to have to pull into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Something not right on Kyle Bronson's car. The crew coming over to talk to him, and no, it's not the rear end. It looks like they may be pulling the hood pins off, Ben.
Well, first they're going up under the left front, looking at an adjustment. Maybe something on the shocks he didn't like. And he's going to make his way back out. So nothing with the engine, something with that left front suspension. We'll see what if that becomes a factor or not. But Kyle's showing some speed over the past few nights, trying to get the monkey off of his back.
Well, man, he was supposed to start this race on the outside of row 3, James. And he will
he will have to go to the back, right?
Yes, he will. He'll have to give up that starting spot.
Yeah, he went to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, so he does have to go to the tail.
Yeah, you are exactly right, and they will cross him over because we have not started the race yet, so that'll put Clay Harris, who is inside row 4, now on the outside of row 3. Okay, caution lights are turned off, Ocala. Green flag is going to wave this time by. 8 laps the distance. Top 4 transfer to tonight's feature. The winner starts on the victory fuel pole of tonight's 50-lap main event. James, they go green in the Nutrient Ag Solutions starting zone.
Rob Penrod, sporting the white pants tonight, waves the green flag into turn number 2. Down the back straightaway for the pole. They're side by side. Thornton on the outside into turn 3. Garrett Alberson and Ricky Thornton Jr. picking up where he left off last night. Here comes Alberson on the bottom, and Ricky Thornton Jr. takes the lead on lap 1.
Those two drivers stretch out a couple car lengths over Tyler Erb, who grabbed the 3rd spot early on. There's the battle for the 5th spot right now. Tanner English has it. Looking back behind him, Clay Harris in 6th, the 15K. That is Will Harrington, but out front still 20 RT and 58 by a few car lengths over Uncle T and Mark Whitener.
Next right away in the top 4 advancers, 4 heats tonight, top 4, 2 Bs, top 3. Provisional still based on last year's final points to start 23rd and 24th. Right now, Alberson not letting him get away. Out at 2, Garrett Alberson down the back straightaway. The deficit, 0.6 of a second the last time around into the dog leg. 3rd place closing in, Tyler Erb. 4th is Whitener, halfway. 4 down, 4 to go into turn 1.
Yeah, the 58 is there, the 1 trying to close in as well, but it's Ricky Thornton Jr. out front. He started on the outside front row. Won the drag race off 2 down the back straightaway, and now he's able to put a couple car lengths between himself and Garrett Alberson. A 1.1 second advantage for the defending series champ, and we've got a Coltman Farms Racing caution flag on the track. So the Coltman Farms caution flag flies on the speedway. Tanner English going to slow to a stop to the come to the attention of Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials down to the inside of the track in turn number 4. English got sideways in front of a few other cars, and of course, most national series, you get that driver's door sideways in front of other drivers. They will throw a yellow as a safety precaution. So English going to gather it back up. We'll see if something is amiss on the 96, if he's able to continue, or if he's going to have to make his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, or even retire from this race. James, 5 down, 3 to go here in Penske Shocks Heat 1.
In the winners on the victory fuel pole tonight, Summit Racing Equipment Heat 2 will be next. To the left, Devin Moran and Brandon Shepard on the front row. Coolitech Thermotech Heat 3 will have Jonathan Davenport and Brian Shirley. Simpson Race Products Heat number 4, Drake Troutman and Carson Ferguson. So it's Thornton out in front, Alberson, Erb, Whitener. English was 5th. It'll be Harris, Harrington, McCown, Riggs, Bronson on the Delaware double file restart.
And that 96 going to tuck back in line in the 5th spot there, James. Again, he was sideways, but was able to keep going. 3 laps remaining in this one. Penske Shocks Heat number 1. Delaware double file restart. Thornton Jr. out front. Alberson in the inside lane. think, I was going to say
Single file.
3 laps to go in this
Yeah.
one. Yep, I was going to say, I think it should be a single file restart. We're past the halfway point, and indeed it is. So I appreciate the drivers wanting to go with the Delaware double file restart. Not so fast, my friends. So they're going to get them ironed back out, nose to tail.
All right, Ricky Thornton Jr. got the lead on lap 1 from Alberson. Guinea led all the way last night for his 45th career win in the Lucas Oil Series. As they come out of turn 4, the Nutrient Solutions restart zone, and the 20RT hits into turn 1.
And Garrett Alberson going to peek a nose under him, but Ricky Thornton Jr. has got a good line there just above him. Carson Ferguson, or excuse me, Mark Whitener rather, in that final transfer spot in the 5. As they come around this time, 2 laps to go. Ricky Thornton Jr. trying to start on the victory fuel pole here tonight.
Nathan Sletto, the new crew chief on that car. Zach Fields on the crew as well. The 20RT and a 3, the defending Lucas Oil champion. At the Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go to sit on the victory fuel pole. It's Ricky Thornton Jr.
Final time around for the 20RT. Mark Whitener right now hanging on to that final transfer spot as they head down the back straightaway. Checkered flag is in the air. The winner of Penske Shock's heat race number 1 is going to be Ricky Thornton Jr., Garrett Alberson second, Tyler Erb third, and Mark Whitener picks up that final transfer ahead of English, Harris, Harrington, McCowan, Bronson, and Jack Riggs. So 4th goes to Mark Whitener, 3rd to Tyler Erb, 2nd to Garrett Alberson, and there is your winner, the defending series champ in the Bobby and Jessica Kohler Ultimate Towing and Recovery Elite Ready Mix Capital Waste Certified Inspection Services, Coltman Farms Racing, Hoker Trucking, Sunoco Race Fuels Longhorn, 20RT from Chandler, Arizona. It's Ricky Thornton Jr.
A series best 5th Simpson Race Products Heat Race win of the year. He's got the series best 3 feature wins, but guys, how about his first victory fuel pole of 2025? That could be trouble for everybody else in this 50-lapper. Ricky Thornton Jr., last year's series champion. And Rick, from the pole tonight, you've had to work for him all week. From the pole, though, how do you feel about your chances, especially after last night's domination?
I feel really good. I felt like we could have went a little bit faster there qualifying, but I kind of figured the outside was going to be the way to go for the heat race. I screwed myself a couple nights ago going really good, and then the bottom was a little slimy. So luckily, I guess we sandbagged a little bit, and it worked out for us. So I knew Garrett would still be tough on the start. Luckily, I was able to get next to him, still getting in turn 1, and be able to clear him off turn 2. So really good car. I thank everyone at Kohler Motorsports. They're busting their butts. All the fans for coming out, and hopefully we can talk to you here later.
Arizona's Ricky Thornton Jr. wins Penske Shock's Heat 1. Up next, Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2.
Thanks a lot, Ben. It'll be 8 laps in distance. Top 4 transfer. Winner will start 3rd. And this is one heck of a heat race. Your pole sitter out of Dresden, Ohio, in the Double Down Motorsports 99. That is Devin Moran. And on his outside in the Valvoline Rocket 1 out of New Berlin, Illinois, it's Brandon Shepard.
Wilson trying to start closer to the front as he has the last couple laps. He was the Hoker Trucking Hard Charger 1 night ago in the James Ratliff 18D out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And Brendan Smith, he showed a lot of speed here, trying to put it in the show tonight, the 17 SS out of Dade City, Florida.
Row at number 3 on the inside, former series rookie of the year out of Centerville, Pennsylvania in the 111. That's going to be Max Blair, and on his outside, a team he drove for when he won the Rookie of the Year out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, the 99B is Rick Boom Briggs.
How about row 4, a pair of hard chargers, Ryan Gust of the Cooney Motorsports 19R, Marshalltown, Iowa, and Bobby Pierce, 32 out of Oakwood, Illinois.
A pair of outlaw regulars there. Tyler Bruning, our opening winner at Golden Isles a few weeks ago in the 16, starts 9th on his outside. Out of Sun River, Montana, the 09 is Michael Leach.
Matt Naylor's a scratch in the 000, so
Matt Tift, yeah.
one more lap under caution, so Kenny Canada in the pace truck. Nice crowd, handsome crowd. What a wonderful night. The way to wrap up the Wheatland Winter Nationals here tonight. The Sunoco Race Fuels Road to Wheatland. And the 6th, well, it'll be the 6th opportunity to, it'll be the 2nd opportunity to throw out your worst finish. So how about Davenport and Moran? Moran, his worst finish has been a 5th, Davenport a 6th.
Yeah, yeah. How about
They have been the 2 most consistent. They're top of the points. Thornton is in. He was 3rd in points. Erb is in. He's 6th in points. Alberson is 9th. Moran, the 99 car, Double Down Motorsports entry. As again, Rob Penrod, he'll have the furled green at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Start Zone next time around. 4, as our good friend Spanky DeSpain would say, 4 restaurant quality races again here tonight, my man.
Absolutely. Again, the winner of this one starts on the inside of row 2 for tonight's main event. They're vying for starting spots 3, 7, 11, and 15. The way they finish this one, Devin Moran and Brandon Shepard in row number 1, James.
I think Dalton Wilson, the last 2 nights, his starting spot average has been like 23rd or something like that, trying to start up closer, trying to make it in without having to run a B main as they come out of turn 4. Nutrient Ag Solutions Start Zone underway. Summit Racing heat number 2.
Brendan Smith says, don't count me out of it, guys. I cut my teeth here, and right now he's in the 4th spot, diving out of the inside of Dalton Wilson, trying to take 3rd away. Not a good start for Boone Briggs. He slid up the racetrack down in turns 1 and 2 at the end of lap number 1. Shepard, Moran, Dalton Wilson, Brendan Smith, your top 4.
How about Brandon Shepard, Devin Moran down the back straightaway. B. Shep got his best finish of the week here a couple of nights ago, and the Colton Farms Racing caution is out back straightaway off of turn 2. And we got a couple of cars back there, DJ. It's Boom and Leach.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Leach was just in front of him the last time by. They crossed the stripe. Front end damage on the 09. The Willow Ranch Hellraiser Jack's Dust Pods entry for Lone Bro Motorsports at Longhorn with damage on the snout. We did get a lap in. Yeah, you didn't have snout in your bingo card.
No, I did not.
Lap in. Shepard, Moran, Wilson, Brendan Smith will be your top 4. It will be a Delaware double file restart. There's the Dave Warren Power Sports 99 of Boom Briggs. He's going to be able to continue, and it looks like the 09 Elite is going to make his way to the infield. We'll see if he goes to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Well, the Low and Bro 09 car, and that'll cause another lap under caution. Go green next time around, no tire down. Well, it started off so good, Speedweek. Sir Michael H. made the first night at Golden Isles, first driver ever from the state of Montana to make a Lucas Oil race. Looks like he's out of this one, Ben.
Yeah, he's got left side nose damage, and it's in on the tire. There's just not much they can do about it. So Leach's night's going to be over, or at least this heat race is. Pulling off the helmet, lights are out. We're coming back to the green.
Ben, thanks a lot. Again, 1 lap scored, 7 laps to go. In this one, Dustin Jarrett and James Essex, Ben Shelton in the infield. Going to go green flag racing in the Nutrient Ag Solutions starting zone. Brandon Shepard brings the field off 4.
The Valvoline Rocket Durham into turn 1. His return to Rocket 1 here in 2025. On the bottom, down the back straightaway. Here comes Brendan Smith. Brian Green turning the riches on that car. Around the big permanent 3. Can he hold on? Good move, Brandon Smith. Blair back there in 5th. Out in front is still Brandon Shepard. 2 laps in the books.
Hey, Brendan Smith's been pretty good here this week. Off to a good little start here in 2025. He's going to try to race his way into yet another A-main here this evening. Dalton Wilson back to 4th, Max Blair and Bobby Pierce and Ryan Gustin. The first 3 drivers out of a transfer in a dynamic second heat race presented by Summit Racing Equipment, this time by James. 4 down, 4 to go. There's the battle for the final transfer.
Dalton Wilson's got it right now. Shepard pulling away. 1 second the advantage down the back straightaway. They will head to the 3 to go coming up. Moran several car lengths back. The winner again starts inside row 2 tonight. In position number 3, right behind Ricky Thorne Jr. and B. Shep down the back straightaway. Brandon Shepard enters tonight. He is 7th in the championship points.
He's got a 1.3 second advantage right now as he comes around at 2 laps remaining. And he is going to add another 2/10 to his advantage over Devin Moran. Brendan Smith still comfortably in 3rd on the right side of your screen. James, this is the Barron's Performance, 1 to go.
Brandon Shepard, the reigning Gateway Dirt Nationals winner, reigning World of Outlaw Series champion, back in the Lucas Oil 800 Dirt Series full-time here in 2025. He is at a turn 3. Looking good. Alpha turn 4, and Brandon Shepard will start 3rd here tonight at Ocala.
Finishing in 2nd is Devin Moran, 3rd Brendan Smith, and Dalton Wilson hangs on for the final transfer ahead of Max Blair. Ryan Gustin nips Bobby Pierce at the line. So Blair, Gustin, Pierce, Bruning among the drivers heading to a B main. Perm 3rd, Smith 2nd. Smith 3rd, played again, Perm 4th. Smith 3rd, Moran 2nd. Your winner, Brandon Shepard in the Valvoline, Swaber Calf Ranches, Petroff Towing, Performance Grading, Ace Metalworks, Gunners, Honey, Franklin Enterprises, Fox Shocks, Rocket Durham. He's out of New Berlin, Illinois. He is making his way down to Gravel Work with Ben Shelton.
Brandon Shepard, a little damage here on the door. We'll get a little of that, and no harm, no foul, though, as he's able to get the win in Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2. 1.8 seconds the advantage at the checkered flag. Brandon, you won that one going away. A little bit of love tap here on the door. Not sure what that was, but is this finally what you've been looking for out of this race car?
Yeah, we've had a really fast race car all week. We've just been a half a tenth or a tenth off in qualifying, and that's put us on the outside. And there's been a few nights when being on the outside isn't good, and tonight was one of the nights that the outside was good to start. So got a good start there. We made a little contact there coming to green, but it's part of it. The track's kind of greasy in the bottom there, so I'm sure he was doing all he could do to get up, and I was doing all I could do to hang on to it. So we had a really good car. Can't thank my guys enough. They've been working their tails off, and I've been doing everything from running in the back to tearing everything we got up, and they keep giving me a fast race car and never giving up on me, so we're going to try to put this thing in victory lane tonight.
All right, Sheppy's getting his mojo back from the 3rd starting spot. He will chase his 33rd career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature win here tonight. Meanwhile, the winner of this one's going to start outside front row for the main event. This is Coolit Thermotech Heat 3.
Shepard becomes the 2nd straight driver to win from the outside front row. With that in mind, James, the winner of this race starts on the outside front row of the feature. It's going to have Superman Jonathan Davenport on the pole, and on the outside front row of this one, out of Chatham, Illinois, is tonight the night for the Squirrel, Brian Shirley in 3S.
Row 2, Ross Robinson, a pair of top 10s this week. He's out of Georgetown, Delaware, and Blair Nodorf. He had a good run going last night, did not have the finish to show for it. He's out of Renner, South Dakota in 76.
Look at row number 3, James, out of Watertown, New York, 2-time series champion T-Mac Tim McCready in the 9. And on his outside on the Riggs Motorsports Napa Longhorn Factory team, number 76, 3-time Dirt Late Model Dream champion Brandon Overton.
Row 4 will be Donald McIntosh, the double nickel 79 for Billy Hickson. On the outside, Freddie Carpenter, the C4. Then this is Herb Jr., Tyler Wyatt, and Austin Smith, Chase Young, hand scratch for the night.
So we're scheduled to have 12 cars. We've got 10. They'll run 8 laps. Top 4 transfer. And once again, the winner starts on the outside front row. They're vying for starting spots 2, 6, 10, and 14 in the Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone.
Here we go into 1. Shirley on the outside trying to make it stick. No, Davenport will grab the lead down the back straightaway. Robinson 3rd, McCready 4th. Behind him is Nodorf. Jonathan Davenport, he's won twice this week, 85 times. Robinson pushes way up the track at turn 4.
Yeah, he's going to fall back a couple spots as he and McCready were side by side. That allows Snowdrift to move into that final transfer spot. There's a look at it on your screen. That's Blair Nodorf, the 2-time and defending Tri-State Late Model champion in the 76. He's got the 4th spot ahead of that blue number 7 of Ross Robinson, and the 79, the Billy Hicks Racing entry of Donald McIntosh.
Last time around 7/10 of a second, JD. Shirley on the gas out of turn number 4. McCready right now solid in 3rd, the Brigg Transport entry. They'll go halfway next time around. Brian Shirley still 7/10 of a second back. It would be a good starting spot. Remember, he started on the front row of a heat race every race this week. Started 3rd last night. Had a flat tire. We're running 2nd.
Brandon Overton there, as you mentioned, James worked up one more position. He is now in the 6th spot as they came by the stripe. That time in trouble for Blair Nodorf in the 76. He was in a final transfer in 4th, and he is slow on the inside of the racetrack, not going to be able to make it in, and that will draw a Coleman Farms Racing caution flag with 4 laps complete, 4 laps remaining. Man, that's a tough break for the driver out of Renner, South Dakota.
So at the halfway mark, Coleman Farms caution out for Nodorf, who again he was running 4th, as you mentioned. So to move Ross Robinson up and Overton as well. So Davenport, it was 8/10 of a second. He stretched it out 1/10 of a second last time. So Shirley, McCready, and now Robinson will make up the top 4. And yeah, doggone it. He had a good car here last night. Got up into the wall a little bit in turn 4 last night up there in the slime.
And guys, the engine is still running. You got to wonder maybe something in the drivetrain got the 76. It was running as they push it back to the pit area.
So 8 cars in the race, 4 more out of this heat race number 3. And again, the winner starts on the outside of the front row here tonight. $25,000 to the winner, the richest race ever here at Ocala.
So that will move Ross Robinson, as you mentioned, James, up into the final transfer. So halfway home, and it will, let's see, yeah, halfway will be a Delaware double file restart, won't it, James? 4 down, 4 to go. We get 1 more lap in, they'll go single file. So Brian Shirley going to choose the outside lane on this restart. So that'll put Tim McCready on the inside, with Robinson and Overton battling for that last transfer spot alongside each other. Again, 4 down, 4 to go. Coolett Thermotech Heat 3 winner starts on the outside front row. Again, battling for starting spots 2, 6, 10, and 14 in tonight's main event.
Green is back out from Rob Penrod into 1. Davenport. Oh, Shirley got in the wall and gets turned around.
Man.
He got in the wall and got clipped in the right rear and goes spinning around. Brian Shirley into turn number 1.
And guys, we'll see when we go to this Dave Warren Power Sports replay. I don't know that anybody made contact with him. He caught the wall, tried to turn off of it. The car helicoptered down the front straightaway, and I don't know how everybody missed him. Now, we may see something different from your vantage point, but it almost looked like maybe just bouncing off the concrete, and he tried to save it, and it spun all the way around. And just the story of not only the week, but speed weeks for the Illinois driver.
Yeah, Ben, I think maybe Donald McIntosh got him, but I think you are right that Shirley maybe got too high. Here's the Dave Warren Power Sports replay. Brian Shirley right there gets into the wall, and there Donald McIntosh made hard contact with the 3S, man. Tough, just a tough break for Brian Shirley. And there's the damage on Donald McIntosh's number 76, as that thing is shoved in pretty good on the right side.
So Shirley to the pit area. So on that Dave Warren Power Sports replay, you saw what happened. So that'll move McCready to second now. Ross Robinson third, Brandon Overton fourth, DJ. McIntosh, that could have been a whole lot worse, as Donald had nowhere to go. He was just going down there so fast. And meanwhile, McCready trying to lean on Ross into 1 a pair of rockets. Oh, Ross out of shape, will lose a spot, and he's into the wall, and contact from Freddie Carpenter, and the Coleman Farms caution is back out again.
Boy, what a bizarre turn of events here in Coolett Thermotech heat race number 3, and my goodness, look at the damage on the side of Freddie Carpenter's number C4. Tough break for Robinson, tough break for Freddie Carpenter. And that will draw the Coleman Farms Racing caution again. Ben, down to you.
Guys, I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised Ross Robinson was able to drive off from that, as the right quarter panel down on the race car, the right front completely towed out where he got into the wall. He's going to head straight back to the pit area, as Rick Eckert, Amanda Robinson, everybody will go to work on that race car. A lot of damage on car number 7, and then obviously the contact from Freddie Carpenter, whose car looks like a can opener got a hold of it. He just had nowhere to go when Robinson came off the concrete.
Yeah, great shot there from Ben. Thank you. Great shot there from our drone at the damage on Freddie Carpenter's number C4. Now, at a holding pattern here in Coolett Thermotech Heat 3, with 4 in the books and 4 remaining. And this is going to reshuffle the order yet again as they work on the C4 of Freddie Carpenter. We're going to go ahead and toss the red flag out as they make their way over to turn number 2. With 4 in the books and 4 remaining here in Coolett Thermotech heat race number 3. All right, we're going to step aside here for a quick set of commercial breaks while they work on the C4 of Freddie Carpenter. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion of Coolett Thermotech heat race number 3. This is night number 5 of the Veland Winter Nationals here at Ocala Speedway. Those of you watching at home on FloRacing, welcome back to Night 5 of the Veland Winter Nationals here at Ocala Speedway. We just gave an update to the crowd here at Ocala, letting them know the good news is Freddie Carpenter is out of the race car. He's awake, he's alert. He was helped into the ambulance over there as a safety precaution. So got shaken up in that hard hit with Ross Robinson over in turn number 2. But again, the good news is that Freddie Carpenter awake, alert, talking to officials, had some help walking over to the ambulance. He is going to take a ride in the ambulance, get checked out just for some safety precautions, as that was a hard hit and very easy to get your bell rung. And that is the case on the C4 of Fast Freddie Carpenter out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. We remain under a red flag with 4 laps complete, 4 laps remaining here in Coolett Thermotech Heat Race number 3. So again, Freddie Carpenter, they are looking over him just as a safety precaution. The wind knocked out of him again. He's out of the car on his own. They're going to put the caution flag back out on the speedway here at Ocala. Let's take a real quick look for those of you at home. The 2025 FloRacing Night in America schedule presented by Kubota, as we kick off in just a few months at LaSalle Speedway. That'll open up Illinois Speed Week here in 2025, followed by Spoon River and Lincoln. That's May 6th, 7th, and 8th. Marshalltown Speedway, after a hiatus back in 2025. That'll be Tuesday, May 13th, just before Lucas Oil heads to Eagle. And then, of course, we're back in action at the Levi Jones promoted Eldora Speedway, the Tony Stewart-owned facility, as we kick off the Dirt Late Model Dream on Wednesday, June 4th. FloSeries.com, that's F-L-O, FloSeries.com for all the latest information on the 2025 FloRacing Night in America series presented by Kubota. So again, you can see the caution lights have been turned back on here at the Ocala Speedway, and we are left with 6 drivers. A pretty wild turn of events here in the last several minutes in Coolett Thermotech Heat Race number 3. Blair Nodorf was in a transfer spot. He had issues and dropped from the race. That round of caution, and we had another one, James, where Brian Shirley got into the outside wall on the front straightaway. He was tagged by the 79 of Donald McIntosh after getting into the outside wall. Shirley had to exit the racetrack. And then this most recent caution is the 7 of Ross Robinson. It looked like McCready and Robinson, they may have made contact. Man, it was really tough to tell. They were side by side. Robinson gets up over the cushion down in turn number 2. And he comes almost around, and Freddie Carpenter with nowhere to go got hard into the side of that number 7. And that's what has drawn this 3rd straight Coltman Farms Racing caution on the 4th lap of Coolett Thermotech Heat Race number 3. So they've got the accident site cleaned up over in turn number 2. And again, we mentioned, if you're just joining, Freddie Carpenter took a ride in the ambulance just as a safety precaution to make sure that everything is A-OK. So he's getting checked out there. And we are going to continue with the final 4 laps here, James, and what has been a truly wild and somewhat bizarre 3rd Coolett Thermotech Heat Race tonight.
Looks like 6 cars left, DJ. It will be Davenport, McCready, Overton, McIntosh, Dennis Erb Jr., Tyler Wyant. 4 down, 4 to go. 1 more heat left in the staging area, and then we'll have 2 B mains. Those will be 12 laps apiece. Top 3 will transfer. Then we'll have the field set with the addition of provisionals based still on last year's final points table for the final time. And then when we get to Atomic and Brownstown next month, we'll be on the new points table. So Davenport, Wins this race, he'll be on the outside of the front row with last night's winner, Ricky Thornton Jr. 4 down, 4 to go. Cool It Thermotech, Key3 in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the Nutrient Solutions restart zone back underway, DJ.
And again, the winner of this one will start on the outside front row in tonight's main event. Here comes Brandon Overton down to the inside. This big sexy have anything for the 49. He started 6th. Davenport with a good run off corner number 2. 3 to go this time by. Your transfer cars as they cross the stripe. Davenport, Overton, McCready, and Dennis Herb Jr. now rounding out the top 4.
Overton down the back straightaway. Can get the run into 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 through the dog leg. Here comes Overton charging hard. Remember the other night, Overton nearly beat him in the final 2 laps into 1. Overton tried to get closer. Out at 2, down the back straightaway. It's not over yet, DJ. The lead of the Barons performance. 1 lap to go. Can Overton get him this time? Here they are.
Yeah, the problem I think for Overton is Davenport is running in the same exact line that he is. Davenport able to stretch ahead by a few car lengths right there. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Winner going to start in the outside front row of tonight's $25,000 to win main event, and it's going to be Superman Jonathan Davenport. Overton second, McCready third, Dennis Herb Jr. fourth. Those 4 drivers transfer, followed by Donald McIntosh and Tyler Wyant. So Dennis Herb fourth, Tim McCready third, Brandon Overton second. Your winner is in that Lance Landers Double L Motorsports, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dyna Grow Seed, ASC Warranty, Lucas Oil, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas sponsored number 49, the Clements Powered Longhorn for the 3-time series champ out of Blairsville, Georgia. How about it for Superman Jonathan Davenport?
Jonathan Davenport rocking the Dirty Dollar Ranch number 49 helmet tonight. JD, that was a long heat race, and it seemed like maybe that long red flag didn't do you any favors for the closing laps. How were you able to hang on there?
Yeah, just I found me a pretty good line there through 1 and 2 there towards that mid part, and I think everybody started moving down other than that and kind of got it greasy again, but I'm not sure who it was. That Freddie? Yep. Man, I hope he's okay. It looked like a really hard hit, so prayers for him and his family. But car's really good. We found a $4 part last night that kind of went out on us, and the reason we wasn't as good last night. But hopefully we can start up front, keep it up there tonight. Just say hello to everybody back home and try to get us another one.
Jonathan Davenport started outside front row. He wasn't very good. Yeah, guys, his worst finish of the week is 5th with 2 wins and a 3rd to go with it. Everybody might be in trouble again.
Well, he's going to start in the outside front row alongside Ricky Thornton Jr. It's going to be Brandon Shepard inside row 2, and we're about to see who starts alongside him, James. This is Simpson Race Products Heat 4.
On the pole, the GR Smith 22 star to be Drake Troutman out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania, and Carson Ferguson, the Paylor Motorsports 93, Lincoln in North Carolina is home.
Row 2 is going to be the Newport Nightmare Jimmy Owens in the Kohler Motorsports 20, and on his outside out of Earlham, Iowa, the 22 is Daniel Hilsebeck.
Row 3, runner-up here last night, the 71, winner here a year ago tonight out of Martinsville, Indiana, Hudson O'Neill, and Derek Stewart drives the 43. He's out of Ainsworth, Iowa.
4th row back on the inside out of Cosseyville, Mississippi, and the JCN Motorsports 19M at Spencer Hughes, and Hanover, Pennsylvania's Corey Lawler in the 93.
And your final 3 starters will be Dan Ebert, Lakeshore, Minnesota, Carson Brown in the 28B out of New London, North Carolina, Jason Jack, a scratch in 32.
Winner of this one, as we mentioned, starts on the outside of row 2 for tonight's feature. They're vying for starting spots 4, 8, 12, and 16. In the $25,000 to win a main green fly to the Nutrient Ag Solutions starting zone. And 2 of last year's O'Reilly Rookie of the Year candidates bring them to the green.
Troutman, that GR Smith 22 star down the back straightaway. Whoa, they got bunched up a little bit there. On the bottom, here comes O'Neill. Up top in the 22 is Hilsebeck. His lap 1 belongs to Drake Troutman.
Pair of red 22s in this one, James, and they got Carson Ferguson in between them. That's the GR Smith-owned 22 of Drake Troutman on the point. Ferguson second, Hilsebeck third. He's engaged in a battle with the 71 of Hudson O'Neill and the 20 of Jimmy Owens. 2 laps scored right now. Owens and Spencer Hughes and Dan Ebert on the outside looking in.
Hilsebeck did not make the race here last night. Trying to get back at it here tonight. Right now, trails are in front of the driver that ran second here last night to Ricky Thornton Jr., Hudson O'Neill. Troutman looking good. Troutman had a good hot rod again here last night. Made a battle for third. O'Neill and Hilsebeck bouncing through turn 2. Into the dog leg in 3. Up front at the halfway mark, it's last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, Drake Troutman.
Side by side for third. Hudson O'Neal with a run down the front straightaway. Hilsebeck had him by half a cat's whisker that time by at the stripe. O'Neal's able to pull ahead. Hilsebeck looks back down to the inside and becomes official with the scoring loop on the front straightaway. 3 to go. This time by move Hudson O'Neal up to number 3.
Fourth is Hilsebeck. They're ahead of Jimmy Owens, who runs in 5th, and Dan Ebert in 16th. The lead right now, 1 second for the driver out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, the 19-year-old down the main straightaway into turn number 1. Again, if he wins this race, he'll start 4th here tonight in the richest race ever at Ocala Speedway.
Remember, he was the runner-up here just a few nights ago. Drake Troutman's been pretty good. James, he comes around to Rob Penrod's white flag. This is the Barron's performance. 1 to go for the 19-year-old out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, Drake Troutman.
The Longhorn Cornet down the back straightaway, about a 6-car length lead over Carson, Ferguson, O'Neal, and Hilsebeck. As long as they cross the UNOH scales, they will be in the show, and Drake Troutman will start 4th here tonight at Ocala.
Second's going to go to Carson Ferguson, Hudson O'Neal 3rd, and Daniel Hilsebeck hangs on to the final transfer ahead of Jimmy Owens, Dan Ebert, Spencer Hughes, Carson Brown, Corey Lawler, and Derek Stewart. So Daniel Hilsebeck 4th, Hudson O'Neal 3rd. He can make you work for that one, Ben. Second goes to Carson Ferguson and Drake Troutman. Going to get the win in that Gambler Transport, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Brickhouse Tavern, RFI Resources, Passaic Valley Transportation, Jerry Siding, Roofing and Doors sponsor, 22 Star.
Drake Troutman will pull off his helmet. His first Simpson Race Products Heat Race win of the year. He'll start 4th. Drake, why you got to make an old man run like that? Drake, I tell you what, second here back on Wednesday. It's been a love-hate relationship with Ocala this week, but starting 4th tonight, does it finally give you a chance to take a breath and really focus on your feature setup instead of having to start deep in the pack?
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like we had a really fast car here all week. We just, man, I ain't been able to heat race at all this year. We can qualify really good, and heat race, I usually end up messing it up for us. So happy we were able to put together a full night here so far, and we got a really fast Team 22 race cars. Got to thank Hunter, Kyle, and Lane for all their help here this week, and I don't know, hopefully we can keep it going.
Drake Troutman will go after his second career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature win tonight from the 4th starting spot. As guys, the heat races are in the books, B-mains are around the corner, and right now we're going to step aside, take a pause for the calls. We'll be right back. The V1 Winter Nationals here at Ocala Speedway. You're either in the house or watching it all live on FloRacing.
We showed the world what it means to go big. Combining mini-mill technology with industry-leading talent, producing steel our customers need in an environmentally responsible way. Now, we're going even bigger. Big River Steel is building a second, highly sustainable and technologically advanced steel mill, allowing us to deliver even more of the sustainable steel needed to solve the challenges of tomorrow without sacrificing performance today. That's big picture steel.
Turn your passion into a career at the University of Northwestern Ohio. From high performance to automotive, diesel, and everything in between, you'll find a degree that will get you a job.
Students that go through our programs have fantastic experiences, and they come out getting good job placements.
70% hands-on, no out-of-state tuition, and accredited degrees in trades that are in high demand all across the country.
10 out of 10. If you even think this is the right place for you, you better just go.
Learn more about your future at unoh.edu.